Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have the Ford EcoSport. Now this car, it's exceptionally good on one hand, and on another hand it isn't. So it's not suitable for everyone. So you are going to want to watch this video till the end so you can find out if the car is suitable for you or not. Now if you're looking at the front, you can see it's got black fender cladding. It's got black alloy wheels, black mirror caps. So if you haven't noticed, it is a black car. So on the side you'll see 17-inch alloy wheels. Now this is a compact SUV, so the wheels do actually fit the size of the car quite well. So all around you'll see it's compact, and you must bear this in mind as we go through this video. You know, all around it's a stunning car from the exterior. And now as we get to the boot, okay, before I tell you the amount of liters this boot is, let me actually show you how to open it. So you open it here and it opens sideways. It's a 333 liter boot. It's not the hugest size, but it actually is quite decent. I'll just give you a better look inside, and as you can see the back seats there, it does fold in a 60-40 split. So if you do want some extra space, you can definitely do that. And at the bottom you can see here, if we go closer, there are rear sensors. Now one thing to note, this car does not have a rear camera. If it did, all you're going to see is this tire at the back, so that doesn't really help, but it does have the rear sensors. Now here we've got the fuel tank. I can't exactly remember what the fuel tank size is, but I have much more information on the fuel consumption, and there are some very good positives there, and you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. So this model is the active model, and we'll chat about the price later in the video. How does it actually look inside? First thing I'll draw your attention to is there is place for a bottle holder, and you do have electric windows over here, and you have a small compartment here, although if you do put something in there, as you can see, it's going to fall down. So don't put something there, that's just for your hand to hold. But if you want to put something, you can put your water bottle there, and basically there's no other space for anything else. And then if you're looking at the interior, there is no cup holders here, as you sometimes would see in certain cars. It does have a 3-point harness for the middle passenger, and that's always great. Okay, so there's the leg room. It is a little bit on the tight side, and it is a compact SUV, and actually one of the smaller compact SUVs that you do get. Before we get into the driver's seat, let me take you through the bottom here. So as you can see, this car does not have automatically adjusting seats. It's got manual adjustment, so that's something to take note of. And before we go in, you'll see it does have electric windows everywhere, but only the driver has full automatic, but the passenger, the co-passenger and the rear passengers do not. Here is the seats. It looks very nice. It's partial leather, not fully leather, but we'll get into more about the seats and the actual comfort later in the video, and you are definitely going to want to stick around for that if you are considering buying this car. It is not keyless, it actually has a key. I've switched the car on because I want to show you guys how easy it is, and I think that this is quite user friendly, and you know, it's quite important to speak about this. The use of the aircon, I mean, these buttons move so seamlessly. You just tap it and it moves, which is very nice. You can put the aircon on like that. You can switch it off by turning the knob right to the end, or if it's on like that, you just press this button and the entire thing goes off. So if you want to put, you can use, you know, if you want the rear window, you press there. If you want the front, you press that, and it's very easy to toggle. The temperature is here. Some cars do have it as touch screen, and that not always is the best to use. So let me put it off so it doesn't affect the sound. On the side here, you got very neatly positioned 2 USB ports, and as you can see, it's very nicely not coated but covered by a nice blue light there. And there you've got TCS. You can switch that off quite easily, and you got your 12-volt socket here, and as you can see, it is an automatic. So this car is a 6-speed automatic, and you do have the sport mode. This car is a 1-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder EcoBoost engine, so it comes with 92 kilowatts of power and 170 newton meters of torque. So if you do want that extra bit of speed, you can put it in sport mode, and you got some good speed there. On the side here, you can see there is this, I'm not exactly sure what that is. It looks like a handle, but it isn't. You got the small glove compartment, and you got a like a non-stick kind of a thing here. And then let me draw your attention to this infotainment system. I think it's a very neatly designed and quite easy to use. As you can see, I put the audio off at the moment. You got you can put a phone, you can put mobile apps, you got settings. So it all in all, based on my experience, it's very easy to use and very neatly set up. So your volume controls are there. You can change your tracks here. You can see, if you press here, you can change your trip computer. So you can say trip computer 1 and 2, and it's very easy to use. You do have your cruise control functions here, and your hooters. Can you see it works? There we go. The fuel consumption is claimed at 6.3 liters, but I'll be happy to tell you that I actually got better than that, and we'll speak more about that in the in-drive. Let me straight away speak about the fuel consumption, and then afterwards I will be talking about the price, and then I'm going to be talking about who this car is for and who the car isn't. So that's how we're going to work this in-drive. So straight away, let's talk about the fuel consumption. Now, I did tell you earlier that Ford claims the fuel consumption to be at 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, I have driven this car about 200 kilometers on one day, and I'm happy to say that I've got between, they're saying 6.3, right? I've got between 5.8 and 6.2 liters. Now, for most of the journey, I actually got it on 5.8 and some parts of it 5.9. So in actual fact, I got it under 6 or less. That 6.1 and 6.2 is a bit of an outlier, but I'd say most of the journey I was averaging 5.9 liters per 100, and that's very, very nice. You know, recently I've been reviewing a lot of CVTs, and even on the CVTs I haven't been getting this kind of fuel consumption, and so I'm really, really happy. I'm not sure exactly what the fuel tank size is, but from my calculations, based on the fuel consumption I was getting, you could get about 700 to 800 kilometers on this tank, depending on how you drive. Okay, now, so let's go to the price. The price of this car, the current one I am driving, is just under 394,000. Now that is, you know, it's a full 6.5 or almost 6,500 under 400,000. And you know, I didn't look at the price when I first drove the car. I got into this car and I was driving it, and you know, I thought, wow, this is absolutely amazing. It did make it on my short list initially, and my short list on, you know, on very nice cars in this range were this one, the Ford EcoSport, the Kia Sonet, and the Renault Duster. So those are the three that I was thinking of. Now, the Renault Duster was a diesel, and it was also an automatic. This one here is an automatic. The Kia Sonet I had was a manual. And fuel consumption, where they were all very similar. I think the Duster actually was a bit better, but I'm digressing a bit here. So I was talking about the price. So compact SUV, under 400,000, all very, very good indicators, right? And initially I did drive the car and I shortlisted it, but unfortunately for my requirements, I actually took it off the shortlist, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So remember, I did say that this car is for some people, and for some people it isn't, right? So if you're driving this car as a commuting car to work and back, it's very, very comfortable to drive. Everything that I was experiencing about the car, I was praising, like the fuel consumption, the dash, the ease of use, the design, the 8-inch infotainment system. It's very easy to set up your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. The comfort of the car is very nice, and you know, it's a smooth drive. There's only pluses about city driving. But where I didn't like this car a lot, well, it didn't meet a very important requirement of mine. One of them is I like a reverse camera. Now, it didn't have a reverse camera. That, I mean, I can live with that, right? I'm not going to say I'm not taking the car just because it doesn't have a reverse camera. I think that might be a bit foolish unless you really, really love reverse cameras that much. But that's not the reason why I took this off my short list. When I was driving for a very long while on a road trip, the car does feel a bit on the small side. I know it's a compact SUV and it's supposed to be small, but it just doesn't give you that big feeling, you know, that spacious feeling. And if you are on the long road, and especially if you have kids, if you have a family, if you're driving with a family, you need space in the car. You need people to be comfortable. And don't get me wrong, this car is really comfortable. But if you're driving 2 hours plus, then the seats will get a bit uncomfortable. There are some other cars, like maybe like the Suzuki Vitara Brezza, that fell into this compartment. Now, all cars I reviewed, I did not take all of them on the long road, so some of them might have been disadvantaged on the long road, but one I can think of is Suzuki Vitara Brezza. The seats were very comfortable for short distances, but the moment you go long distances, then it gets a bit uncomfortable. And also, besides the seats, this car, I noticed the steering wheel also comfortable for short drives, but on the long road, my hands were actually a bit sore, and I think that's because of the steering wheel. Now, the armrest on this car, it's actually, I immediately noticed it was quite padded, and I like that. Well, when I say armrest, I mean on the right hand side of the driver, your right elbow. But unfortunately, this car does not have a middle armrest, and I think that's quite a big thing. The cars I can't actually remember if the Kia Sonet has one, but for sure the Renault Duster did have the armrest, and that was really, really important and does help on the long road. So overall, the Ford EcoSport is an absolutely amazing car. It's fuel efficient, it's comfortable for short distances. The steering wheel is very, very comfortable for short distances as well. The design of the car is good. The black color, I mean all around, the black alloy wheels, the black cladding, the black mirror caps, the black roof, it complements each other very well. It's a good looking car. Exterior, interior is comfortable, like I said, with a disclaimer that it's only comfortable for short distances and not long distances. Would you, if you are in the market, if you are watching this video now, based on the polls I've done on YouTube and Instagram, most people are watching this video for either to buy a car or just to keep up to date with the latest cars. So I know that most of you that are watching this video know a lot about cars, and you are always, if you're watching this video, it means you've probably watched a lot of the other compact SUVs. Now I have received quite a bit of inquiries on doing a review for the Ford EcoSport. I hope that if you were someone who is watching this video and you inquired about the Ford EcoSport, I hope that you found value in this video. Now, depending on why you're buying it, if you are single or you have maybe 2 kids or something, it's fine. This car will work. But if you have older children and you are going to be going on longer road trips, then although this car ticks the fuel efficient box, it ticks the price box, it ticks some parts of the comfort, but it does miss out on the comfort of the steering wheel, the comfort of the actual seats, and the spaciousness, which I think are quite important for long road. But if you're not taking it on the long road, it's a more than capable car. At under 400,000, I mean, it's definitely up there with the best. I hope you found value in this video and you enjoyed it. And the cars that I did mention that I shortlisted were the Kia Sonet and the Renault Duster. I will link them in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. So until the next video, you guys can watch all the other videos on my channel, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.